I learned early how to hide what I had. Money changes faces, my grandfather once told me. I listened. That was why, when I met Emily Carter at a quiet coffee shop, I wore cheap shoes and spoke about simple dreams. You look tired, she said, smiling. I work too much, I replied. But I like simple things. She laughed. Me too. I didn't tell her I owned companies. I didn't tell her I could buy that street. I told myself love should come first. Money could wait. When Emily took me to meet her parents, Robert and Linda Carter, I shook their hands politely. So what do you do? Robert asked. I work in management, I said. He nodded, already bored. Linda smiled thinly. As long as you're honest. I am, I said, and I meant it. Emily's family struggled. One night she cried, my dad's hospital bill is impossible. I'll handle it, I said quietly. She looked at me. How? I'll find a way. I did. I paid it anonymously. When her brother needed tuition, I wired the money through a foundation. When debts piled up, they disappeared. No one thanked me. No one knew. You're lucky things work out, Emily said once. I smiled. Luck helps. Robert often spoke down to me. A man needs ambition, he said at dinner. I have goals, I replied. Then earn more, he said. I swallowed my pride. Linda added, stability matters to a woman. Emily squeezed my hand under the table. I don't care about money. I believed her. At night I argued with myself. Should I tell her? Should I show them who I was? My mind whispered, wait. I want to marry you someday, Emily said one evening. I want that too, I said. Promise you won't change. I promise, I replied, thinking I already had changed for her. When bills vanished, Robert praised fate. Someone up there likes us. I nodded, silent. Linda once said, you're kind but you're ordinary. I'm okay with that, I answered. Inside, I wondered how long patience could last. One afternoon Robert said, Emily deserves better opportunities. Emily asked me softly, you're not offended, right? No, I said. I understand. She looked relieved, and that hurt more than his words. I replayed every conversation in my head. Each smile felt precious. Each doubt felt dangerous. I told myself sacrifice was proof of love. I told myself silence was strength. Still, fear followed me, reminding me that delayed truth always demands a price. Later she whispered, thank you for never making money an issue. I love you, I said. She smiled. That's all that matters. I chose to hide my wealth because I wanted to be chosen without it. I didn't know yet that hiding the truth would cost me everything. Emily liked the quiet hours. Night makes people honest, she said while lying beside me, staring at the ceiling. I like hearing your thoughts, I replied. She turned toward me. I don't need a big house or luxury. I just want peace. I can give you that, I said. She smiled. That's why I love you. We talked about the future in whispers. I want a small wedding, she said. Just family. I want forever, I said. She laughed softly. That's a big promise. I'm serious. She touched my chest. Then don't ever change. I didn't sleep that night. My mind kept asking the same question. When do I tell her who I really am? At work, I trusted only one person, Jason Miller. You're more than my assistant, I told him. You're my right hand. I won't disappoint you, he said confidently. I believed him. Emily's family started asking questions about money again. Dad wants advice about investments, Emily said. I'll help, I replied. I'll bring Jason. He handles numbers well. Jason smiled. Happy to help. At dinner, Robert barely looked at me. Jason seems sharp, he said. He is, I replied. Linda nodded. Men with vision succeed. I stayed quiet. Emily squeezed my hand. Ignore them, she whispered. Later she said, they don't mean harm. They're just worried. I know, I lied. One evening I told Jason, I'm planning to propose. He raised his eyebrows. About time. I'm thinking of telling her everything first, I said. Are you sure? He asked. Yes. She deserves honesty. He nodded. Then I hope she appreciates you. That night, Emily rested her head on my shoulder. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about truth, I said. She looked uneasy. Truth can scare people. Not us, I replied. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Promise me one thing. What? Don't embarrass me in front of my family. I would never, I said. Her parents grew colder. Robert once said, love doesn't pay bills. I agree, I replied calmly. Emily sighed. Why do you always stay so calm? Because I trust us, I said. Inside something shifted. Jason spent more time with her family. Emily defended it. You told him to help. I did, I said. My inner voice whispered, watch carefully. One night, Emily said, Jason understands business. Dad listens to him. That's fine, I replied. She hesitated. You don't feel insecure? No, I said, even as doubt tightened my chest. I held her hand in the dark. I'll tell you everything soon. When? She asked. After I'm sure, I said. She kissed my cheek. I trust you. I wanted to believe that trust went both ways. But silence kept growing between us, filled with things unsaid. I ignored the warning in my heart and chose comfort over clarity. I told myself love was enough. I told myself tomorrow would be safer for truth. Emily's replies changed first. Busy, she texted instead of calling. Later, replaced our long talks. When I asked, she said, You're overthinking. I just miss you, I replied. She sighed. I'm under pressure. At dinner, her phone buzzed often. She stepped away. Family stuff, she said. I nodded, pretending calm. Robert's tone sharpened. A man should show results, he said loudly. Success matters. I smiled politely. Results come with time. He glanced at Jason. Some men understand timing better. Jason laughed lightly. Opportunities don't wait. Emily avoided my eyes. Later I asked her, do they talk about me when I'm not around? She frowned. Why would you think that? I feel it, I said. You're imagining things, she replied. Stop doubting us. I wanted to believe her. One afternoon I overheard Linda whisper, Jason is impressive. Robert replied, Emily needs security. I stepped back quietly. My chest tightened, but I told myself parents worry. That's normal. Sophia Carter found me alone later. Can I be honest? She asked. Of course, I said. She hesitated. People show their values when options appear. I don't understand, I said. She sighed. Just protect yourself. Emily joined us. What are you two talking about? Nothing, Sophia said quickly. That night, I confronted Emily gently. Are you happy with me? She looked tired. Why do you keep asking? Because you feel distant. She rubbed her temples. I'm stressed. Jason helps with Dad's plans. That's fine, I said. I trust you. She nodded but didn't smile. Jason started calling her family directly. They need advice, he told me. I appreciate your help, I said. You're too kind, he replied. I replayed moments alone. Her laughter sounded forced. Her touch felt brief. I blamed myself. Maybe I worked too much. Maybe I talked too little. Sophia texted me once. Be careful. I replied, I trust her. She didn't answer. One evening, Emily said, Dad thinks stability should come before love. What do you think? I asked. She paused. I think love needs support. I can provide that, I said. She looked away. One day, my heart whispered warnings. My pride argued back. I told myself honesty would fix everything. Once she knew who I was, doubt would disappear. I practiced the words alone. I imagined her surprise, her apology, our relief. Instead of listening to fear, I fed hope. I defended her in my thoughts. I defended Jason in my trust. I defended her family in my silence. When Emily said, You're different lately, I replied, I'm just thinking about us. She smiled faintly. Don't think too much. I promised myself to speak soon. I promised myself truth would heal us. I didn't realize cracks grow wider when ignored. I didn't realize love can fade quietly, while trust convinces you everything is fine. That I arrived early, holding a small ring box, telling myself tonight was ours. Emily's mother smiled too brightly. Sit, Linda said. Everyone's coming. Where's Emily? I asked. She'll be here, Robert said. Big night. Jason walked in wearing a tailored suit. Hey, he said softly. Didn't know you'd be here. I was invited, I replied. He nodded, eyes down. Right. Emily entered last. She didn't look at me. She stood beside Jason. Robert cleared his throat. We have an announcement. Emily spoke quickly. Jason proposed. The room applauded. My ears rang. I said, What? Emily whispered, Please don't. Linda clapped. Jason is successful, reliable. Robert added, A man who provides. I looked at Jason. Is this true? He sighed. I never meant to hurt you. Answer me, I said. You didn't? I turned to Emily. When? She said, it just happened. It doesn't just happen, I said. She looked away. I needed security. I laughed once, sharp. So I was practice? Robert frowned. Watch your tone. Why? I asked. Because I'm ordinary? Linda said, you're kind, but kindness isn't enough. I felt small. I paid your bills. Silence fell. Emily whispered, what do you mean? I mean I helped, I said. Quietly. Jason stiffened. Robert scoffed. Don't lie. I won't explain, I said. I see the choice. Emily reached for me. Please. I stepped back. You chose him. She cried. I was scared. Of love? I asked. Jason said, I'm sorry. You're not, I replied. You're relieved. He said nothing. Robert raised his glass. To the future. I put the ring box on the table. Keep it. Emily said, wait. I said, congratulations. I walked out. His step burned. Outside, I asked myself if hiding my wealth taught them to ignore my worth, or if they never saw me at all. I stood under the streetlight, phone buzzing, heart hollow. Are you okay? Sophia texted. No, I typed. Leave, she replied. Tonight tells you everything. I didn't answer. I replayed the table, the smiles, the applause. Was I invisible? I asked the air. A waiter followed me. Sir, you forgot this. He handed me the box. It fell. Keep it, I said. He hesitated. I'm sorry. Me too, I said. My phone rang. Emily. I declined. She texted, please talk. I typed, not tonight. Jason texted, I never planned this. I replied, plans show in outcomes. Robert called. I ignored it. I whispered, did patience make me weak? I sat in my car breathing. I loved you, I said aloud. The engine hummed. My reflection looked older. Who was I pretending to be? I drove away slowly. At a red light, my chest tightened. Was honesty late? I asked. Silence answered. I promised myself one thing. I won't beg. I put the ring box in the glove compartment. Goodbye, I said. As the light turned green, doubt cut deeper. Did hiding my wealth erase my value? I asked. Or did they only love what they could count? I parked, forehead on the wheel. Breathe, I told myself. My hands shook. You stayed quiet to be loved, I said. You stayed small to belong. I checked the time. The dinner would end soon. They won't chase, I said. I stared ahead. I chose silence, I admitted. Now I choose truth. I wiped my face. Tomorrow, I said, I stop hiding. The street felt colder. If love failed, I whispered, then honesty will decide what remains. I waited, listening to my heartbeat, counting breaths, learning that endings hurt less when I finally stopped pretending to be unseen and choose my name again. I stopped answering calls. I let messages pile up. The room felt too quiet, so my thoughts spoke louder. You weren't enough, they said. You waited too long. I replayed Emily's voice. I needed security. I asked myself, was love ever real? The doorbell rang. I ignored it. It rang again. Open up, a familiar voice said. I'm not leaving. I opened the door. Daniel. Daniel Brooks looked at me inside. You look like hell. I earned it, I said. He walked in. Sit. I don't want advice, I said. You need truth, he replied. I sat. Silence stretched. You paid their debts, Daniel said. You covered tuition. You fixed hospital's bills. I never asked for thanks, I said. But you deserved respect, he said. I laughed bitterly. Respect doesn't buy loyalty. Neither does hiding, he said. I clenched my fist. I loved her. I know, he said. You also erased yourself. I wanted her to choose me, I said. She chose comfort, he replied. That's not on you. I stared at the floor. Maybe I trained them to see me as nothing. Daniel leaned forward. You chose silence. They chose betrayal. What do I do now? I asked. Anything except disappear, he said. I rubbed my face. Part of me wants revenge. He shook his head. Revenge ties you to them. Then I should explain? I asked. Tell them everything? He paused. Do they deserve the truth? I swallowed. I don't know. You sacrificed quietly, he said. Now you're paying loudly. I stood. I feel stupid. You were loyal, he replied. That's not stupidity. I paced. If I reveal myself now, it looks like desperation. Yes, he said. That's why timing matters. So I stay silent? I asked. You stay dignified, he said. My chest burned. They think I'm weak. Let them, he said. Weak men beg. I stopped pacing. I won't beg. Daniel nodded. Good. What about Emily? I asked. She made her choice, he said. You make yours. I looked at my reflection. I don't recognize myself. Then stop hiding, he said. I exhaled slowly. I'm tired of shrinking. Then stand, he said. I sat back down. I won't explain. I won't chase. I won't compete. Daniel smiled. That's strength. I thought about revenge again. Does justice come? Eventually, he said. Truth has weight. I nodded. I won't disappear. That's all I came to hear, he said. He stood. Call me when you're ready. After he left, the room felt different. Still quiet but steadier. I whispered, I loved honestly. The echo answered back. I opened my laptop. Accounts, documents, names. My real life stared at me. I won't hide anymore, I said. The urge to explain faded. The urge to prove vanished. I sat in the dark and made a promise. I won't beg. I won't defend. I won't shrink. Rock bottom spoke clearly. And for the first time since the dinner, I listened. I woke calm. The anger was gone. Today, I told myself, I choose clarity. I called Daniel. Come by, I said. Bring everything. He arrived with folders. You ready? Yes, I said. Let's review. We sat. I opened statements. Hospital fees, I said. Paid by my foundation. Daniel nodded. Tuition transfers, he said. Mine, I replied. Quietly. Debt settlements, he asked. Also mine, I said. I breathed out. They survived because I chose silence. Daniel said, you saved them. I didn't save relationships, I replied. I hid. He watched me. What do you want to do? Undo support, I said. Legally. Cleanly. No messages, he asked. No drama, I said. Just consequences. We drafted notices. Terminate funding, Daniel read. Effective immediately, I added. He looked up. Any exceptions? None, I said. My phone buzzed. Emily. I said it face down. Daniel asked, you okay? I'm steady, I said. That's new. We reviewed investments. This stake props their business, he said. Sell it, I replied. That will hurt, he said. I know, I said. Truth hurts quietly. Daniel smiled. You're different. I stopped pleading, I said. He paused. You sure you don't want to explain? I won't educate people who chose ignorance, I said. We finalized signatures. My hand didn't shake. Daniel said, once filed it's done. Good, I said. He gathered papers. They'll feel it soon. I won't watch, I replied. After he left, I stood by the window. I loved honestly, I said. I funded generously. Silence answered. I opened my laptop again. No more hidden wires, I said. No more favors. I drafted a final note to myself. Protect dignity. Emily called again. I declined. Not today, I said. I rehearsed nothing. I planned nothing public. I told my reflection, I won't chase revenge. My chest felt light. I'll let truth walk ahead. I closed the files. They never earned explanations, I said. Outside traffic moved on. I whispered, power doesn't shout. For the first time I trusted timing. I shut the lights. Tomorrow, I said. I stepped forward. Daniel returned at the door. One more thing, he said. What? I asked. Expect reactions, he said. I won't respond, I replied. He nodded. That restraint is rare. It's learned, I said. My phone buzzed again. Unknown numbers. I silenced it. I said aloud, silence is my answer. I poured water. No to chasing, I said. No to proving. I remembered dinners. I paid, I said. They judged. I laughed softly. Not anymore. I typed reminders. Protect assets. Protect peace. Daniel texted, filed. Thank you, I replied. He wrote, proud of you. I stared at the message. Me too, I whispered. I practiced a calm voice. If asked, say nothing. I breathe. Clarity feels steady. I checked calendars. Meetings tomorrow, I said. I straightened my shoulders. I'm ready. The night felt ordinary. That's strength, I said. I lay down. No revenge, I told myself. Sleep came slowly. Truth is working, I said. I turned off the phone. Enough, I said. I closed my eyes. I choose forward. I woke once more. Stay steady, I said. I checked the window. Morning will come. I smiled faintly. I'm done hiding. I promised, no explanations. I rested my hands. Consequences stand. I listened to quiet. This is control. I slept. Breathing, I counted. 1, I said. 2. Calm held. Tomorrow mattered. I was ready. At last, peace stayed with me. Until morning arrived. I felt certain. Finally. The ballroom buzzed with voices and clinking glasses. I stood near the back, hands relaxed, breathing steady. You don't need to speak, I reminded myself. Just be present. Daniel walked beside me. Still sure? I'm sure, I said. Emily's family entered together. Linda scanned the room. Robert straightened his tie. Emily followed, smiling nervously. Jason walked close to them, confident. Someone tapped the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our keynote sponsor. A man stepped up. This event wouldn't exist without the quiet support of our primary investor. I didn't move. He smiled. Please welcome Mr. Alexander Hayes. Heads turned. Applause followed. I felt eyes on me. Emily whispered, Alexander? I stepped forward. Jason froze. No, he said under his breath. The host continued, founder of Hayes Global. Whispers spread. That's him. He owns it. I thought he was just. Emily's face drained. You never told me. I plan to, I said calmly. Robert approached, voice tight. This is some joke. Daniel spoke evenly. It's public record. Linda forced a smile. Alexander, dear? Please, I said. Enjoy the event. Jason stepped closer. You hid this. Yes, I replied. Why, he asked. Because I wanted honesty, I said. He swallowed. You let me? I let you choose, I said. A guest leaned in. So you funded the Carter business? I answered simply. I did. Emily whispered, all this time? I nodded. Quietly. Robert cleared his throat. We should talk. Not here, I said. The host added, a round of applause for Mr. Hayes. I nodded once. Applause rose again. Emily stared at me, eyes wide. Fear replaced disbelief. Jason said, this changes things. For you, I replied. Yes. He said nothing. A woman asked, are you partnering with the Carters? No, I said. Emily flinched. Why? Because partnerships require trust, I said. Silence hung heavy. Daniel leaned close. You're steady? I feel clear, I said. Linda whispered, we didn't know. You didn't ask, I replied. Robert said, we judged. I noticed, I said. Emily's voice shook. I made a mistake. I looked at her. You made a choice. Jason tried to speak. Not now, I said. The host moved on. Music resumed. A guest said, you handled that well. Thank you, I replied. Emily reached for my arm. Please. I stepped back. I'm not here to punish. Then why come, she asked. Because truth deserves light, I said. Jason stared at the floor. I didn't know. You knew enough, I said. Robert's voice softened. We misread you. I let you, I replied. Emily asked, are you angry? No, I said. I'm done hiding. She nodded slowly. I see. Daniel said, we should circulate. I smiled faintly. Let's. As we walked, conversations followed us. That's him. He never said. Imagine the restraint. I felt calm. Emily didn't follow. Jason didn't move. I paused near the exit. I wish you well, I said quietly. Emily whispered, I'm scared. I was too, I said. For too long. Outside, the night air cooled my face. Daniel asked, how do you feel? Free, I said. He nodded. Truth does that. I looked back once. The room carried on without me. I walked away, unhurried, knowing exposure didn't humiliate them. It simply revealed what patience had hidden. Emily knocked softly. Can we talk? I didn't answer. She opened the door anyway. Please, just a few minutes. I gestured to a chair. Sit. She sat, eyes red. I was wrong. About what? I asked. About everything, she said, voice trembling. I should have trusted you. I should have seen who you are. I stayed quiet. I let fear make me choose him, she continued. I thought he was stable. I didn't realize. I didn't see you. I listened. My chest ached, but not like before. The pain had dulled into something neutral. I'm so sorry, she whispered, tears falling. I ruined us. I didn't mean to. You meant exactly what you did, I said calmly. She flinched. I loved you though. You loved an idea, I said. Not me. Emily swallowed. I see that now. I nodded. Good. Her parents knocked on the door, then entered. Robert cleared his throat. Alexander, we misjudged you. Linda added, we didn't understand before. I said, I hear you. Thank you for saying it now. Emily looked at me, hope flickering. Do you forgive me? I shook my head slightly. Forgiveness isn't needed. I just don't go back. Jason stepped in from the hallway. I miscalculated, he stammered. You counted on fear, I said. That's not strategy. That's weakness. He looked down. No excuses, I interrupted. Learn from it quietly. Emily cried again. Please, can't we start over? I shook my head firmly. We can't. The choice has been made. My heart has changed. She bit her lip, nodding slowly. Robert said, we never realized your generosity. We're ashamed. I noticed, I said. But shame doesn't undo decisions. Linda whispered, we tried to measure your worth wrongly. I replied, and you failed. You all failed. That's clear now. Emily's voice broke. I can't fix it. You can't, I said. And I don't need you to. Jason muttered, I didn't expect this. Expect consequences, I said. Not apologies. Emily wiped her tears. You're so calm. I've learned, I said. Calm comes with clarity. She looked at me one last time. I'll never forget. Neither will I said. Her parents lingered awkwardly. I gave a small nod. Respect is earned even belatedly. Jason's shoulders slumped. Emily's gaze fell. Silence filled the room. I stood. I'm done here. Emily whispered, I wish I had known sooner. I paused. Then maybe you would have acted differently. I walked to the door. Closure is enough. Nothing more. The hallway felt lighter than any night before. I breathed in deeply. Betrayal had changed me, but so had restraint. I didn't look back. I watched from my office window as news alerts flooded in. Jason's investments were unraveling. Figures don't lie, I murmured. Daniel's text buzzed. Michael Reed confirmed fraud. Are you watching? I am, I typed back. Emily's family tried to call. I ignored them. Let them feel the absence I had once filled. Michael Reed called personally. Alexander, the reports are damning, he said. I saw, I replied calmly. They'll face consequences, he said. They deserve clarity, I said. Emily's voice rang on my phone. I let it go to voicemail. Jason's arrogance was fading fast. A conference call started and I overheard fragments. You promised returns, one voice said. I did everything I could, Jason stammered. You hid liabilities, another yelled. I leaned back. No thrill in this. Only calm observation. Daniel said, karma seems punctual. I don't rush it, I replied. It arrives when silence works better than fury. Emily texted, please, we need help. I didn't respond. I felt no resentment, just the weight lifting. Michael continued, Alexander, your foresight saved you from this mess. I wish more people acted like you. Thank you, I said. Jason lied to everyone, Michael continued. You've been proven right by absence, not action. Exactly, I said. I reflected on months of silence, the dinners, the engagement night. I realized restraint had power. Silence doesn't condone weakness, I whispered. Emily's family tried to justify themselves. We didn't know how serious it was, Robert said on a call. You knew enough, I told Daniel after overhearing it. That's why I stayed quiet. Let them learn. Daniel nodded. It's hard watching without stepping in. Not for me, I said. I'm free now. Reports of bankruptcy, mismanaged funds, and lawsuits filled the evening news. Jason's office emptied. Emily's family scrambled for advisors. I leaned against the window. Truth has a rhythm, I murmured. It doesn't need me to push it. Daniel asked, do you want to confront them? No, I said. No words can undo silence's lesson. Michael called again. Alexander, the fallout is complete. The Carters are exposed, Jason included. What now? I smiled faintly. Let them rebuild or fail. I've already moved forward. Emily sent another message. We made mistakes. Can we talk? I read it, then deleted it. No anger. No desire for revenge. Only clarity. Daniel said, you've changed entirely. I've shed what wasn't mine to carry, I said. I glanced at my accounts, untouched by scandal. Freedom feels lighter than I expected. Michael laughed softly over the line. Some people need distance to see truth. Some people need silence, I said. Outside, the city lights flickered. I breathed deeply. Karma had arrived quietly, deliberately. And I finally felt at peace, untethered from the past, free from the weight of trying to make others see what they refused to understand. I poured a glass of water. Silence isn't empty, I whispered. It's power. I smiled faintly, letting the night carry away old burdens. For the first time in months, I felt truly unchained. I leaned back and closed my eyes. Let them learn. I'm done. And I meant it. I arrived at the office early, the building quiet except for my footsteps. No pretending, I whispered. No hiding. Daniel called from his office. Morning, Alexander. Ready for the board? I am, I said. Let's show them leadership, not titles. Meetings went smoothly. People listened. Not because of my wealth, but because I carried myself with calm authority. Alexander, your strategy is solid, one executive said. Thank you, I replied. Results speak louder than claims. Later I walked through the lounge. Claire Wilson was reading by the window. I hesitated, then spoke. Good morning. She looked up. Morning. You're early. I like quiet before chaos, I said. She smiled faintly. Me too. I pulled up a chair. Claire, your insight on the merger was helpful. She shrugged. I just said what I thought. That honesty matters, I said. Her eyes met mine. Come, Claire. I don't care about titles or wealth, she said. I blinked, surprised. Not everyone does, I said. She shrugged again. I judge by action, not appearance. I smiled faintly. That's rare. She laughed softly. I like rare things. Meetings ended. Daniel walked past. You're different, he said. I can see it in the room. Different how? I asked. Confident, calm. People respect you without pretending, he said. I stopped hiding, I said. I thought about Emily, Jason, the Carters. Silence had taught them lessons. I didn't need to chase recognition. My life moved forward regardless. Claire approached. Lunch? She asked. Sure, I said. I could use a break from strategy. We walked down the street. Alexander, do you ever regret being honest too late? She asked. I considered it. Regret didn't break me. It rebuilt me, I said. I've learned who I am, not what I hide. She nodded. Strong people aren't born from comfort. Exactly, I said. They're forged in truth and choice. We sat at a small cafe. I watched people pass. I felt calm watching the world move. Do you ever miss what you gave without receiving? She asked. I smiled faintly. I learned silence is its own reward. Recognition isn't needed. She tilted her head. Impressive mindset. I've had practice, I said. Patience teaches more than anger ever could. Claire sipped her coffee. You look lighter somehow. I am, I admitted. I'm lighter because I'm finally present in my own life. She smiled softly. Then you've healed. I have, I said. And I'm ready for what's real, not what's expected. The conversation lingered. No pressure. No pretense. Just clarity. I thought of the past. The dinners. The lies. The heartbreak. Everything I lost taught me everything I needed, I said quietly to myself. Claire glanced at me. You talk to yourself a lot. I chuckled. Only when I need to remember who I am. She laughed softly. That's honest too. I breathed in deeply. The city hummed around us. Peace felt strange yet right. I thought about who I was, silent, hidden, desperate for love, and who I had become, confident, unshaken, complete. Power, I whispered, is quiet now. Claire smiled. And it suits you. I nodded. It always will. The day moved forward. I didn't need approval, applause, or attention. Just truth. And that was more than enough. I read the headline first thing in the morning. Jason Miller resigns amid fraud investigation. My coffee trembled in my hand. Daniel called. It's unfolding. I see it, I said. Finally. Emily's family tried to reach me. I let the calls go to voicemail. Let them feel the absence they ignored. Minutes later, Emily showed up at my office. Her eyes were red. Alexander, please, can we talk? I didn't respond immediately. She stepped closer. I know it's late. Sit, I said, voice calm. She sank into the chair. I made so many mistakes, she said. I see it now. Jason, my parents, I was blind. And I hurt you. I listened. No rush to respond. Her words felt like echoes from a past I no longer inhabited. I lost everything, she whispered. And I know part of it was because I ignored you, the person who truly cared. I noticed, I said softly. She flinched. I'm sorry, truly. I nodded. Acknowledged. Her voice broke. I thought money and stability mattered more. I thought I needed them. But I see now what I lost, what I never deserved to lose. You lost choice, I said. And I gained clarity. Emily's father appeared in the doorway. Alexander, we miscalculated everything. I looked at him steadily. You did. That's clear. Linda added, we should have valued honesty, loyalty. I value those too, I said. And I won't beg for acknowledgement. Jason's name came up. He ruined everything, Emily whispered. Not entirely, I said. Silence allowed truth to show itself. Emily's voice shook. Could we ever start over? I shook my head gently. No. That chance passed. She lowered her gaze. I understand. Her parents looked uncomfortable, finally tasting accountability. We'll rebuild, Robert said. You will, I said. But not through me. Emily's tears fell. I regret so much. Losing you was my biggest mistake. I took a slow breath. Then learned from it. That's all I can offer. She nodded, accepting what she couldn't change. Daniel appeared behind me. Alexander, they're leaving. Should we close the office? Yes, I said. They've had enough lessons for one day. I turned back to the empty space where Emily had Saturday. Closure doesn't need words, I murmured. Outside, the news continued. Jason's business empire crumbled. Emily's family scrambled to maintain status. I sipped my coffee. Calm settled over me. The chaos around them contrasted sharply with the stillness I carried. Emily texted later, I'm so sorry. Can we talk once more? I ignored it. My fingers hovered over the screen, then I set the phone aside. No more explanations, I whispered. No more chasing. Daniel leaned in. You're serene. I'm free, I said. That's what matters. I reflected on months of betrayal, silence, and patience. Power had shifted without a word from me. Karma had its own pace, and it arrived quietly. The office lights dimmed as I watched the city. The lesson had unfolded. No humiliation, only consequence. I whispered to myself, forgiveness is mine, not theirs. I left the office, walking into the evening air. The weight of hatred was gone. I carried only clarity and peace. For the first time, I felt untouchable, not because of wealth but because I had chosen myself. Emily's regrets would linger. Jason's absence would echo. Her family's pride would crumble. And I moved forward, unshaken, unbound, and finally whole. That I stand at the edge of my office balcony, city lights flickering below. The night is quiet yet alive. I breathe in deeply. This is mine, I whisper. All of it, no hiding, no excuses. Daniel's voice buzzes in my mind. You've come far, Alexander. I have, I say aloud, though no one hears me. Months ago I was trapped, silenced by love, loyalty, and fear of misunderstanding. Now everything feels open, transparent, clear. I remember Emily's face at the engagement dinner, the shock in Jason's eyes, the helpless panic of her family when their safety net vanished. I thought I'd feel triumph, but I didn't. Only relief. I turn from the balcony. Relief is better than revenge, I murmur. Better than hate. My phone lights up. A message from Claire. Coffee tomorrow? I smile. Yes, I whisper. Daniel appears behind me. Alexander, reflective as always? I'm understanding myself, I say. Learning what it means to live openly. He nods. No masks. None, I say. I lost everything when I hid who I was. Now I have clarity. Strength I didn't know I needed. I paced the office slowly. I loved honestly. I gave freely. I was betrayed. And still I stand. Daniel watches. You've changed. Yes, I reply. I'm lighter. I trust silence over explanation, truth over pleading. I glance at my accounts, investments, everything I built. Not for approval, not for recognition, but because it is mine. Control doesn't require attention, I whisper. It demands consistency. I think about Emily, about Jason, about her family. I forgive them, not for their sake, but for mine. Forgiveness is liberation, not permission. A reflection catches my eye in the glass wall. I see a man who has endured, who has observed, who has grown. Pain is a teacher, I murmur. Loss is a mirror. Betrayal is a lens. I remember nights spent sleepless, debating silence versus confrontation, revenge versus restraint. Now I smile faintly. Every choice led me here. Daniel asks, do you regret anything? I shake my head. Regret is wasted energy. Lessons remain and I've absorbed them fully. I walk to my desk and pick up a pen. I start drafting plans not for vengeance, not for appearances, but for projects that align with my vision. Authenticity, I say quietly. That's the cornerstone. Claire's laughter echoes in my memory from our last meeting. I realize connection doesn't require status or wealth. Honesty is enough. And that knowledge feels profound. I sit, hands clasped, eyes closed. I no longer hide, I murmur. No hiding from love. No hiding from truth. No hiding from myself. Daniel leans against the doorway. Peace suits you. It's earned, I say. It's deliberate. I open my laptop. Plans, ideas, strategies, all transparent, all mine. No compromises, no pretenses. I feel the weight of years lift. I think about who I was, careful, hidden, silenced, and who I am now, confident, resilient, complete. Strength doesn't roar, I whisper. It whispers. It endures. It trusts itself. Outside, the city pulses, unaware of my triumph. And that's perfect. Recognition is optional. Self-respect is absolute. I glance at my reflection again. Calm, composed, unbroken. I am whole, I say. No apologies needed. No explanations required. The past is a teacher, not a cage. I rise from my chair, stretching, feeling the room, the space, the world I've claimed without fear. I am present. I am free. I am myself. The future stretches wide, uncharted but honest. I welcome it. Forward, I whisper. Always forward. And for the first time in a long time, I believe it completely. No masks. No hiding. Only truth. Only strength. Only me. The city hums below. I step closer to the window, letting the cool air touch my face. I survived. I endured. I thrived. I exhale slowly. And nothing can take that from me. I smile faintly. Come. Powerful. Oh. The night feels infinite and so does my resolve. Finally, I am home, in myself.